Okay, guys, this is Miss Golf. This is now the slideshow that I'm reading that you will need to follow along with in order to complete your guided notes. You all want to make sure that you have two separate tabs open so you can Google back and forth, one with the questions and then one with this actual PowerPoint so you can fill in the blanks. So it's Ancient Greeks, and it says it's geography. So that is the title or the information that we're getting from this actual slideshow. And it says Greece is located on the Balkan Peninsula between the Ionian Sea and the Aegean Sea. In the south, Peloponnesus is connected to the mainland by isthmus. Most of Greece is covered by mountains. People in ancient Greece settled in the valleys between mountains. Mountain barriers limited communication, which fostered the growth of independent city-states. Sorry. All right. Go on to the next slide. Slide 3. We're talking about the geography. So this is Europe, all of this. Greece is over here. We have the Black Sea. We have the Balkan Mountains. We have Asia over here. Down below Asia is Turkey. We have the Aegean Sea. We have this little dot, which is a city of Mount Olympus. We have the city of Athens. We have the city of Peloponnesus. We have the Pindus Mountains, the Ionian Sea. We have Italy, the Adriatic Sea. And then we have what's called our compass rose, which lets us know north, south, east, and west. Okay, slide 4. Geography continued. Only 20% of the land was good for agriculture due to the dry and rocky soil. Adaptation. That is when people adapted to the land by raising animals that needed little land to survive, like sheep, goats, and pigs. They planted plants that need little water, such as barley, wheat, olive trees, and grapes. People mostly settled by the coast as the Ionian and Aegean Seas provided fish and communication and travel routes. Check for understanding. Greece is located between A, the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea, B, the Black Sea and the Persian Gulf, C, the Ionian Sea and the Aegean Sea, or D, the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea. So you just go back to the map. So what is Greece located? Well, there's the Black Sea here, the Aegean Sea, and the Adriatic Sea. So what is it located between? I think you all can answer that. It is the Ionian Sea and the Aegean Sea. All right, economy. So that is the topic of this slide, the economy. So farming, fishing, sailing, and trading were all important to the economy of Greece. Technology. Iron tools helped farmers produce more food, which was needed for the growing population. Better food production led to a new era of Greek craft workers. Craft workers specialized in making tools and novelties out of wood, clay, bone, wool, steel, and metal. Potters made beautiful jars. Olive oil, wine, and novelties were traded along the Mediterranean Sea. I can't see that bottom part. It's not going to let me, hold on. Sorry, guys. Located on the Aegean Sea, Athens became a center for wealth and trade. Okay, we're going to slide 7. The achievements were the alphabet. So this is what their actual alphabet looked like. A little different than what we have, although we see an A and a B, so we can kind of start seeing where our alphabet comes in. It says the Greeks created their own alphabet based off Phoenician writing system. It allowed them to record business and trade, codes of law, and government taxes. We're on slide 8. So check for understanding. Which did not contribute to the Greek economy? The sale of olive oil, fishing and farming, sailing, or wooden jars? And it was wooden jars. We did not read anything about that. All right, now, another achievement of the Greeks, the Olympics. The Olympics started as an athletic festival to honor Zeus. The Olympics included wrestling, long jumping, discus and javelin throwing, boxing, and running. Winners from each city-state were treated as heroes. Okay, we're on slide 10. The achievements in architecture. Still admired and copied today, the Parthenon took 9 years to complete. It was decorated with statues of Greek gods and murals that depicted scenes from Greek myths. Greek architecture is still used today. Slide 11. Achievements. Theater. Popular Greek theaters often told tragedies or comedies which dealt with the issues of Greek life. Slide 12, achievements. Greek thinkers and philosophers. Doubted Greek gods created events in nature and sought to study the world. Scientists used scientific methods and developed theories much like they still do today. Hippocrates was a Greek doctor who introduced the concept that illness had natural causes as opposed to being punished by gods. Demetrius was a scientist who attributed to discovering all living things were made of atoms. All right, achievements. Greek thinkers and philosophers. Pythagoras studied math and came up with the Pythagorean theorem. You all will learn about that in 7th and 8th grade. Still used today in geometry. Homer wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey, 2 exceptional Greek tragedies, both set in the Trojan War. Slide 14, achievements. Socrates studied morals. He taught through questioning his students, called the Socratic method. This method is still used for teaching debate. Disliked for criticizing Athenian leaders in 399 BCE, Socrates was found guilty of teaching dangerous ideas. He was sentenced to end his own life by drinking poison. Plato was a student of Socrates. After Socrates' death, he opened the Academy in Athens, where he taught law, philosophy, and science. Aristotle was a student of Plato who studied astronomy, law, economics. He also broke new ground in the fields of zoology and botany. Zoology, you can break that down. Zoo means animals, and we know ology means the study of. Botany is the study of plants. Okay, slide 15. So what sentence summarizes the idea of Socrates? A, questioning is important when learning and evaluating government. B, people should accept leaders as true. C, all leaders have good intentions. D, students should not question their teacher. So Socrates, think about the Socratic method. And our answer would be questioning is important when learning and evaluating the government. Slide 16, social classes. Agricultural wealth determined social status in Greece. In Athens, about 36% of the people were slaves, while 19% were male citizens, 33% were families of male citizens, and 12% were non-citizens. Religion. Religion Greeks believed in polytheism. That means many gods. Remember, poly means many. Mythology played an important part in the Greek religion. They shared stories of gods and goddesses and passed them from generation to generation. Myths explained how the actions of gods and goddesses affected daily lives and how things came to be in nature and in human life. Religion. Zeus was the god of thunder and lightning and was the king of all gods. Hera was the goddess of marriage and childbirth and was Zeus's wife. Athena was the goddess of wisdom, and Poseidon was the god of sea. Sailors often prayed to Poseidon for protection. Check for understanding. What did Greek mythology attempt to do? A. Make meaning of the world through poetry only. Make meaning of the world through stories about the gods. C. Help sick people become healthy, or preach about only God Zeus. And only we know can't be it because remember they're polytheistic. Poly means many, right? So it is C. Help the sick become healthy. Leadership, government. In 416 BCE, Pericles began to lead Athens toward more democratic reforms. He pushed for equality for the rich and poor in government decisions. Cleisthenes created direct democracy for Athens. Instead of elected leaders making decisions as a representative democracy, the citizens got to make decisions directly. Men over the age of 18 were allowed to vote, while women and slaves were not. All right, slide 21. Leadership, government. Located in Peloponnesus, Sparta was the most powerful city-state of ancient Greece. They conquered neighbors and forced them to be slaves or helots, who at one point outnumbered them 4-1. Sparta and Athens were ruled by an oligarchy. An oligarchy is a small group of readers. It's a context clue right there, guys. When they put it in parentheses, that lets you know that that's what the meaning of this word is. Made up of 30 elders over 60 years. An assembly voted on laws proposed by the oligarchy. Draco wrote the first laws in Athens, which were very harsh. Okay, slide 22. Leadership, government. In 600 BCE, Solomon freed those who had sold themselves into slavery. He laid the foundation for a democratic system based on wealth, not birth. He created an assembly of wealthy landowners who made decisions by majority rule and a council that decided which topics would be brought to assembly. He was admired for his great contributions to democracy. Okay, slide 23. Which statement is evidence that Solomon promoted equality? A. He freed those that sold themselves into slavery. B. He thought the leadership should not be a birthright. C. He created areas where the slaves could visit relatives. D. Both A and B are correct. And it is A. He freed those that sewed themselves into slavery. All right, that is the end of your PowerPoint. So you can listen to this as many times as you need to and go back and forth between me reading this PowerPoint and your guided notes, and you will use the text box to type in your answers.